Jeremiah, want to lead us off?
Yeah, am I correct that Nico wasn't out here? He was. Okay. What is the health of everybody?
Health is getting better. I mean, it's Gillen and Kellen.
What Dylan? I mean, sorry, Christian. Then, how did the evaluation in Detroit go?
So I'll give you guys some more information. I know we leaked it out and it's out there. So they actually did a really thorough testing back in Detroit. It was Detroit. We're waiting for the final report. But the initial one was they did a bunch of testing during the afternoon. Then actually sleep patterns, did monitor his sleep because he's been having some challenges sleeping. Then got him up this morning, did similar testing, different testing just to see what exactly could be at play here. So really thorough. We're encouraged by the fact that the doctors and everybody's, pitching in to try and solve this. And as soon as we get the report, Jada, we'll let you know.
And obviously he wasn't out here, so he's still in Detroit.
Yeah, he's
so
he's flying back.
But that also makes him definitely not for tomorrow?
Well, look, realistically, no.
Yeah.
But look, glass half full type of guy, because look, the questions have been asked before, is he going to be out for the season? Is he going to come back? I would say that, we're going to take this appropriately. I believe he'll come back, but only when it's absolutely medically cleared, ready to go. But I think he'll be back.
Ryan, what's your message to the team about consistency? That is,
Let's not waste a good draw, a good win on the road with, a poor performance at home. Let's keep that moving. We have to be more consistent. That's the message.
Did you get the defense to? 4 games ago, you were talking about your transition. The defense was struggling a little bit. What was the turnaround there? The communication or players just executing on the field?
Austin created some chances. It wasn't like they didn't create chances. Minnesota created some chances. I think Stephen Fry stood on his head in Austin. I think that was vintage Stephen Fry. Look, the set piece goal we gave up, that's why we were down there at the other end of the field working on our defending set pieces, making sure that gets solved. But yeah, how many clear chances did Austin get? Maybe the second phase of some set pieces. But it's a work in progress. We're still pretty good as far as goals allowed in the league. We'd like to keep it that way.
You've talked before or admitted before about Gio being somebody that's been hard or I'm just gonna say got your number because I can't think of a better word, but or better term. But do you, with him being gone, do you feel that the tactics will be a little bit easier to play against Portland now that he's gone?
Look, Gio and I have a good relationship. I have a tremendous amount of respect for him. He did a great job down in Portland. How those things line up, way back in the day, LA had our number. And Ziggy was from LA, and those storylines are out there. I get it. It's news. But for us against Portland, new coach bump, all of those things, we'll still try and do the same things that we've been successful at. We're at home. We're going to be on the front foot. We're going to try and dictate tempo and try and score a few goals.
What do you think the team needs to do in order to maintain that confidence and boost from Wednesday's victory?
Well, they've got a ton of confidence. I don't have to do anything. That's already there.
What about the coaching tactics? I know you said it had a lot to do with the coaches with that win.
I can't give the tactics away because their new coach is probably watching this interview.
Well, okay. So what is it? How do you feel every time you go head-to-head with Portland?
Well, it's an exciting game. It's a great rivalry, best rivalry in MLS. Who's ever coaching, the players feel it, the fans feel it. It'll be a good game.
What do you think the team needs to do in order to come out with a win?
Defend very well, keep a clean sheet, and hopefully, we scored a couple goals, good goals in Austin, and keep that going.
You did execute well in Austin. Obviously, that was a midweek game, so obviously we were expecting a lot of rotation. Do you, from the 2 matches,
We'll rotate from the Austin match, yeah.
Kind of bouncing off that, where do you sit right now in kind of Cody versus Reed versus Alex? And Cody was on the side today.
Cody versus Reed versus Alex. Well, Cody's out because he's in concussion protocol. So Reed had a good game, and Alex is a tremendous player.
Brian, non-football, sort of, it's off the pitch. You always talk about your relationship with other coaches. Is that the fraternities that just something that you as a coach to honor the profession and your brethren?
Interesting question, Maz. I like to meet coaches halfway as a sign of respect, shake their hand before the game. Sometimes I have longer conversations. Gonzo and I had a cup of coffee when he was here in Atlanta, from Atlanta. I mean, it just varies. I mean, I have a beer with, Adrian Heath in Minnesota, and I return a favor here. I think it's a fraternity. I wouldn't say that we go out all the time, but certainly we are one of very few head coaching jobs in this country. So I always have a lot of respect for the guys that do the job.
Speaking of coaching, Wade Weber versus Brad Evans today in the media match. Which coach has the better tactics today?
Well, look, Brad was a good player, but he hasn't really had a lot of coaching experience. That's all I might say.
And Raul's good to go.
He's good.
When you're looking at the performances of the last couple games, how do you go about assessing that in terms of, you used a couple, a few different players in those games. How does that weigh on your decision-making process going forward?
Weighs a lot. Because there were guys that played on Wednesday that probably deserve a chance to start again. And what is the rotation? And then we've got a break. So it weighs heavily. Some guys that put themselves, they were already in the conversation, but now they're really in the conversation.
What's the updated timetable with Kellen and Dylan? But Kellen's been out for a minute.
He's still out for an extended period of time. Dylan's a little closer. I don't have,
Is there a
off the top of my
setback
head, I
or-
don't.
With Kellen?
Kellen had a little bit of a setback, yes. He had a calf injury from the original quad injury, then a calf injury, a little bit of a setback.
You or the team feel any more pressure playing Portland, given the fact that they've won so many games here in a row?
There's always pressure, Alan, and the pressure of getting this team in the right form for the playoffs is overriding any pressure we feel, if there's any, about playing someone that has beat us a couple of times here at home.
Brian, what's the biggest difference that you noticed since Miles took the team over in terms of the approach of the game and
He's only had 2 games,
Yeah.
so some tendencies. Who he started that first game, he was in charge, might tip you off to what he thinks is his best team. Still 4-3-3. They still have good players. Chara continues to, amaze people. It's a decent squad. It's a good squad. The goalkeeping change was interesting. That was an interesting one.
just looking forward, I know you're focusing on the game, but the break is coming. I don't know officially how many players are you losing for the break going on international duty, right? One that you can just tell us how many, and then your thoughts on the comments of Tata Martino saying that probably the league is moving forward to not having games during FIFA dates.
I didn't hear him say that, and I don't want to put anything out there that before the actual federations throw the lists out, but we will have some guys missing. And if Tata thinks that, the league might not play games during those windows or whatever he said, he's obviously a very experienced coach, so wherever he's getting his information is probably correct.
In your personal position on that, being the coach, having your team losing those players, still
it's
playing.
always hard, but we understand. I mean, soccer is a global sport, and so when are you gonna give opportunities for FIFA to have, African Cup of Nations qualifying? I mean, it has to happen.